Nothing done under the sun stays hidden forever. A time normally comes when the truth is revealed. And the truth is being revealed in Tanzania as what has been happening with the abductions and the killings witnessed there. And these new details are being spilled by insiders in Samia Suluhu's government, top government officials. We are getting some information that the person who has been at the center of the abductions and killings is none other than Samia Suluhu's son, Abdul Halim Hafidh Amer. That's the person who has been in charge of the abductions and the killings. The man is just too powerful that everyone in the security sector fears him. Let's have a look at the information as captured by Citizen TV Kenya. Tanzania politicians in shock as cabal takes over after massacre. Tanzanian politicians are in shock over the massacre of hundreds of young protesters during its recent election, insiders told AFP, but are too afraid to speak out as a tiny cabal of hardliners around the president takes control. Gruesome images of dead Tanzanians have flooded the internet in the wake of the October 29 elections that triggered widespread protests over government repression. There are disturbing reports that security forces have been seen removing bodies from streets and hospitals and taking them to undisclosed locations in an apparent attempt to conceal evidence, UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk said on Tuesday. A senior official in the Tanzanian government who said they were horrified by the events of the past fortnight agreed to talk to AFP. The official said they would end up dead if their name was published, but provided AFP with coordinates for two suspected sites of mass graves near Dar es Salaam at Kondo and Mabwe Pande. This could not be independently verified, however. A tiny cabal around President Hassan now has total control over the levers of power and repression in the East African country, said both the official and a former presidential advisor, who also spoke on condition of anonymity. People in the government are in shock. There's disbelief, said the official. Nobody has the guts to talk. That's the sad part of it. But people do whisper, they said. AFP has spoken to multiple eyewitnesses who described seeing people shot at point-blank range by police and unidentified armed men. One described a bystander shot in the head by a soldier in Dar es Salaam on election day. The next day, he saw 3 people lined up and shot 5 or 6 times in the legs by the police. We really don't know what to do, said the government official. Do we want more demos? No, because the youth are going to be executed again. The cabal, the group around the president includes her son, Abdul Halim Hafidh Amer, her private secretary, Waziri Salum, head of the intelligence service Suleiman Abubakar Mombo, and a little-known member of the East African Parliament, Angela Kiziga, according to the two government sources. There's a very, very tiny cabal who is informing and influencing the president and running the country, said the former presidential advisor. It's unprecedented and very un-Tanzanian, they added. Everyone else has been completely frozen out. Hassan's son Abdul has a private militia, and most of the people believe that's the one involved in the abductions from the beginning, said the official. The only explanation is deep-seated paranoia, and now it's out of control, said the ex-advisor. Those with the power know one tool, a very brutal, crude, authoritarian tool. Members of parliament talk constantly about the killings, said the official, but are paralyzed by fear of the security services and also terrified of facing their consequence in the future. What's clear is that Tanzania will never be the same again, they said. Yes, that's the situation in Tanzania. The abductions, the killings are all being coordinated by Samia Suluhu's son, Abdul Halim. And the person spilling these beans are top government officials. It's terrible, ladies and gentlemen. From all this, we can see clearly that Mama Samia Suluhu is not only a dictator, but a very brutal, ruthless dictator. She has decided to use a lot of force, unnecessary force, on innocent protesting Tanzanians. That's what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. I've always maintained that everything has a limit. Power is temporary. Maybe the gods have decided to happen this way for Tanzanians to open their eyes. If Tanzanians today say no to Samia Suluhu, Samia Suluhu will quit. She will kill some thousands, but eventually she will have to quit. If Tanzanians in their millions say enough is enough. Are Tanzanians tired enough of Samia Suluhu? I doubt. Something still tells me that there might be a silent majority, a majority still supporting Samia Suluhu. That's why the protests died out very fast. It appears that there might be a silent majority that still supports Samia Suluhu. That's why the protest failed. But this does not in any way mean Samia will continue killing Tanzanians and she will get away with it. A time will come when she will pay for all these deaths happening in Tanzania. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya for the first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.